Hey guys, what is up? It's NihonTiger. Welcome back to Panic Mode, and we're back in my house today, if you haven't noticed. So, you might be wondering, what are we going to do today as the sun sets? Probably should go to bed, make it daytime. I don't want there to be a whole bunch of baddies floating about here tonight. We don't really need them, but sun's up. There we go. So today, I want to show you all this. This is the Bitter Barrel. This is from JABBA, which stands for Just Another Bitter Barrel Attempt. It's developed by Professor Mobius, who did Wayla, Opus, and MCP, for those of you in the mining community. And this is a barrel. So it's actually a better barrel. And the reason for that is there's more stuff that you can do with this than you could do with other barrels. So first off, it works like any other barrel. So if I go ahead and left click, I get a stack out. If I right click, stack goes in. I can shift left click, take one item out at a time. Double right click is supposed to pull all corresponding items in to the barrel. Obviously, for those of you who remember our adventures on the first server, there was a issue with barrels and double clicking them that did that. I don't know if that does it. You can also, I still don't know if that does it still, so I haven't tested it, and I'm not going to test it here. But it's worth noting that hopefully that's been fixed. So one other thing I can do is to see this lockdown here. It's locked, so this prevents everything. This prevents me, for example, from taking everything out of the barrel. So there's actually, I know it seems weird, it says there's nothing in there. There's actually kind of technically one marker still in there. And I can't get rid of it. I can't accidentally clear the entire barrel off when it's locked like this. But if I unlock it by shift, nope. That's the wrong thing. Where's my X at? I shift right clicked instead of clicking on the barrel. I clicked on the floor, and that's what happens. So let me go ahead and see like that. See the lock just disappeared? Now if I keep clicking on this, you can see it empties out and becomes just a basic empty barrel. So if I have the lock on here, let me try that again. If I put the lock on here, it'll lock this barrel to whatever I put into it. So it will lock this to being just for redwood logs. Very helpful, very useful actually. I like it a lot better than the other barrel because you don't accidentally deplete the barrel and then have a blank barrel that stuff flows into when you're using applied energistics or some other kind of pipes mod. Now, to construct a better barrel, you will need to basically make a regular old barrel. So you have your 7 wood logs on the outside, plus your slab on top, and you also need a chest in the middle to do that. So that's how you make this. Very easy to do. It's also worth noting that you can input and output on this barrel as far as piping on any side. So for example, if I click on the top here, I can go ahead and click on the top here and grab a stack out, and I want to do that. I can put it back in right from the top or from the side or from below or any side as I can do this on. So it's very helpful. That's like that. Plus, there's another cool little trick. I don't have any ores I think I can show this off with because they automatically got converted by my pulverizer down there. But if I did, let's say there's several different types of copper, for example. Let's say there's like different types of copper and you have three different types of copper that you want to put in a barrel. You can put them all in that same barrel, and what it will do is it'll take all the other similar ores from different mods, and it will automatically convert it to whatever the type is in the barrel. So for example, if I had thermal expansion and metallurgy 3 copper, and I put the thermal expansion in there first. If I put the metallurgy 3 copper in there, it will convert to thermal expansion copper. And what's good usually is that most of those mods are compliant with one another as far as what type of copper they get. Very rarely nowadays you'll find an error like that. It's not like it used to be where you used to have specific types of metals that work with specific mods. It's also compliant with deep storage units. So for example, applied energistics, you can use these with that. Very helpful, very useful. Now, the other thing I noticed was with the lock, you can also use it, as I mentioned, to keep all this from coming out. You can also use it to keep other items from going in. So for example, if you wanted to have something sorted where, say, you wanted to just store your stuff in a machine and have it automatically sort into the barrels, but you didn't want any spider eyes, you could set each of those barrels locked to a different item, and then the spider eyes would just bounce around, float somewhere. I don't know, float somewhere into the mist. I don't know. I'm not too certain on that. And if I sound a little stuffy, I am coming off a little cold here, so sorry about that. My nose is a little plugged up here and there. But there's a couple other things I wanted to point out with the barrels. One of those would be upgrade. So you can make, where is it? There it is, somewhere. But you can upgrade each of the barrels through different upgrades you can add to it. And each one of those upgrades will add. Let me see if I can find it here real quick under the mod. So let's go to. I want to go down here to JABBA. Highlight that. There's inner space. Barrel shelf. Work in progress. Oh, there they were. You just saw them right there. Those little things I had, like the numerals 1, 2, 3, 4 by them. These ones right here. Capacity Mark 1 wood, capacity Mark 2 iron. And these are, I'm not sure where these come from. Oh, okay. So here's how you make them. Different capacity upgrades. So this one requires 4 pistons. The wood one, for example, requires 4 pistons, 4 planks, and a chest in the middle. And then all you do with those is you right-click on them, and it gives you more capacity. It adds 8,192 stacks each time you do one of those. Now, if you break this and you take off the upgrades, you only get your upgrades back plus 1 stack back maximum. So be careful with that. You may lose a lot of stuff if you accidentally screw that up. Now, there are 2 other things that are important to note. Let me take a look real quick. I want to see how far. I think there's 7 tiers on the. Yeah, there's 7 tiers. It goes all the way up to Emerald. So these are all capacity mods that you can make. So, for example, let's just type capacity. Oh, that did not work. Interesting. I hate NEI sometimes. Okay, so there we go. Capacity mods, there we go. So for example, this one actually takes emeralds, pistons, and then you have your previous capacity mod goes in here. So you do have to make each one individually. If you look here on the right, let's say capacity mark 4 like diamond, that will tell you what item you need to use. Their layouts are pretty much all the same. So for example, wood requires wood in the corners, iron is iron in the corners, gold in the corners, and so on and so forth. And each one of these will add 8,192 stacks to your inventory. Now there's 2 other things to discuss. One is stickers, and stickers pretty much work like a label, like this does, except I think you don't have to lock it. I think that's the difference. I really don't have much of a use for stickers personally, but if it's an option you want to use it, you can use it. But the other thing I wanted to talk about is another item that is very useful and in JABBA, which is the dolly. So you basically make a kind of a backwards L shape with iron ingots, and then you need a plank here, and you get the dolly. So what the dolly does is it's very helpful. It basically lets you move blocks around, like that. Just right click it, and it says the dolly. If you notice, the dolly is full. It's got something on the bar, and it does apply a slowness and a mining fatigue to me. So it's like I'm carrying something really heavy around. But I can go ahead and just right click again and place that down, and I'm back to normal. So that's what the dolly does. It is useful in moving buckets, chests, items that normally you couldn't move, like for example IC2 stuff. You can move it with that. You can't move any of these things with it though. These are all machines that break normally. But anything that would normally break apart when you try to use it without the proper instrumentation. For example, yeah, see there's a chest. I'm moving my chest around. I can put my chest back down. Now you can only usually move storage stuff. I wonder if I can move the pattern chest. Nope. So it only works with a specific few items. But it's kind of useful. It's very helpful when you're moving stuff around, especially because. Oh, and also if you notice, it's got that. It's full. Did you notice something? It's not popping out all the items, so you can actually use this to move your chest and all of the items inside of it. So you don't have to break your chest anymore and then pick up all your items and move all the items. You can just use the dolly to move it around and put it where you want to put it. It's very helpful, very useful item. I like it. But remember, you can't right click on the chest with the dolly as the active item in your toolbar, or else it'll just pick the chest up. Minecraft. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and get started on preparing something for the second half of the video, so I will be right back and we'll be getting right on it. Okay, so we're back here. We're going to talk about another mod today regarding storage, and that's the backpack mod, which is made by Eidamos. E-O-I-D-A-M-O-S, how you spell his name. And very quickly, I'll show you some basic ways to make backpacks. In the backpack mod, if you hit Control B, you get a backpack slot here, and this will be where you put your backpack, and then you can toggle it on and off. It basically works as extra storage, and the quickest way to make a backpack is just to make a leather chest. So there you go, that's your backpack. And then you pick it up, and it offers, I think, an additional 30 slots. I'm not certain on that. I had a backpack, but I lost it. And I'm actually going to make something else here in a second that will be a little bit better than the backpack. But you can also combine various things with it. So for example, if I do this, I make a workbench backpack. If I put a workbench in the middle. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll hit Control B. Take your backpack, pop it in the backpack slot. And there you go. Now your workbench backpack works as both a backpack, so you have your storage here, as well as extra inventory space. Very interesting, very fun to build. So you can basically craft on the road. You don't have to worry about carrying around one of these bad boys with you all the time. Plopping it down, all you do is hit B, or whatever you have your button toggle to. And you can also save recipes here. So if you want to make something really quickly, like say you want to save a recipe for a pickaxe, like an iron pickaxe or something, you can make it here, save the recipe, and then just come in here and craft your iron pickaxe every time you need one for mining or something. So very useful, very helpful. But that's not what I was going to make. So I'm taking you out workbench backpack, and I'm going to put you up here in storage. Now what I'm going to make is a slightly better backpack than that. It's called the big backpack. And the way you make the big backpack is first you have to make a certain item. And actually, I'm going to have to do something real quick here. To make the big backpack, you need tanned leather, which is a couple step process to make. And one of the things you need is string. Now, obviously there are ways to get string. You can go down in a mine and punch on cobwebs all day, or you can go slay spiders, or if you're smart enough, you will build a sag mill from Mechanism. I believe it's a mod that has a sag mill, and I think we have one down here, which is why I'm heading down here. Sag mill, yeah. Oh, it's from Ender.io. Excuse me. But you go ahead, put your wool in here, and out comes 3 string. So, a very easy way to make a lot of wool very quickly is to use this sag mill with wool. And wool is obviously a harvestable resource. Very easy to find. You know, you just need some sheep and some shears, like I have right here. And you can go ahead and make yourself a whole bunch of string so you can make some lovely bound leather. So I'm going to go ahead and let this thing work, and I will pop back in when we have our stream to make our bound leather. Okay, so we're back, and again, sorry about my voice. I do sound a little nasally, but that's just because actually I'm kind of still recovering from being sick this weekend. My nose is a little bit plugged up still, that's why the nasally sound you hear. But as far as feeling better, I feel a lot better today than I did yesterday, which is why I didn't record this yesterday. Ooh, excuse me, a little bit hiccups there. But to go ahead and make some bound leather, which is our first step in the process, what we need is we need to arrange our leather here on either side, and then we make an eye shape with the string. And you get this bound leather. And that's exactly what we want. We need 8 of them. So, we take this bound leather, and we go over to our redstone furnace, and we're going to throw it in the redstone furnace. We're going to let it smelt, and cook up. I said smelt. You can't really smelt leather. It's more cooking. Leather is not stone or a metal of some sort. You don't really smelt it. Haha! Suck it, zombie. I control the weather now. But there we got some tanned leather here. So as you can see, the process is working as it should. The bound leather is being cooked and turned into tanned leather here. And it's just going right into our redstone furnace output, which is great. That's exactly what we want. Now, there is one more thing I do need to find. I know I have some somewhere. Where are you? Aha, there we go. Alright, so there is, while we're waiting for this to finish up, is it finished up already? Yeah, it's pretty much finished up. Okay, so we'll do this first, and I'll talk about the one backpack we're not going to make today, because it's a little resource intensive, and I don't have the resources for it yet, so I'm going to skip on making it today. So let's go ahead and take out our tanned leather, and we'll go ahead and come back over to our crafting station, and then we'll just make, like with the regular backpack, we'll make a leather bucket, a leather chest, not bucket. Bucket would be only 3. And here you have the big backpack, which is a bigger version of the smaller backpack. But you can do this with both backpacks. We can dye it. Ooh, so now I have a big orange backpack. And this works with all of the dyes that are compatible in regular Minecraft. So I'm going to pick orange. So I have the big orange backpack, of course. I'll control B. I'll right click that in there. And then if I hit B, you can see I have a ton of storage. I now have, basically I've tripled my inventory space of stuff that I can carry. Now the regular backpack only has half of this. So basically the regular backpack will double your inventory space, and the big backpack will triple it. Now there is one more backpack that I did not get to mention, and it's very simple. It's the Ender backpack. Is it Ender backpack? As you can see, it's a leather chest shape with an Ender chest in the middle. And can you guess what the Ender backpack does? If you guess that it basically works like a portable Ender chest that you carry on your back, you'd be right. So that's pretty much it as far as backpacks. Very simple to use, and all you have to do is make sure you have your bindings up. I would always suggest making a backpack, and I would also suggest making a big backpack as well, especially if you're going to do a lot of caving stuff, which is what we're going to do next time. We're going to be going out into the wild. I have found a couple of caves, possibly worth harvesting materials from, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the stuff you can find while mining. Specifically, we're going to talk about, I think, ores related to Metallurgy 3, and we'll talk a little bit about extra, I call it extra tick. It's extra tinker's construct is the full name, but its short name is called extra tick. That's extra and then capital T, lowercase I, capital C. So like tinker's construct. But it's very cool, very helpful little mod that allows us to do some very interesting stuff with metallurgy and tinker's construct. So that will be all for now. I am going to go make sure that no one has gone and mined out my caves that I found, because as I found out, sometimes people will do that on accident. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully we'll have another episode here on the Panic Pack test server soon. And plus, hopefully we'll have some news regarding an actual release of the current version of the Panic Pack to you guys, so you can go ahead and explore and learn and have fun just as you're watching these videos. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.